The land of 10,000 lakes is also home to 80,000 farms, where genuine and generous men and women work the land.
Honest, down-to-earth people. What you see is what you get.
We're able to grow food here for more than just ourselves.
Sometimes people in Minnesota look abroad or look across the country with wonderment, and they don't really have to because it's right here in our own backyard.
A backyard of farms totaling more than half of Minnesota's land, which produces the most turkeys in the nation and is a top 5 state for raising hogs, sweet corn, soybeans, green peas, and several other crops.
Minnesota has about 250 turkey growers in the state of Minnesota, and they've got about 600 farms between all of those growers.
Don't let the size of our food companies fool you either. Our global leaders based here in Minnesota rely on hands-on care from their employees, neighbors, and farmers. Take turkeys, for example. They're raised and sourced from hundreds of farms, each expertly caring for their birds.
Farm to fork, and that's kind of how our company operates. And it's the most important thing for us is to have good quality animal care. That's where it all begins.
On our farm we have 9 barns and we raise over 500,000 turkeys a year.
The secret to raising so many healthy birds? Having all the supplies and support you need right next door.
The protein from these soybeans will all get used in animal feed, 100% of it.
The amount of feed that is grown, and it's the grazing opportunities that's available in certain areas of the state that are very conducive to some of these forms of livestock.
Not all crops are grown to support livestock, though. Remember the sweet corn and peas mentioned in our top crops? They help fill shelves at grocery stores, farmers markets, and food co-ops.
People can get fresh produce, local produce, all year round, basically.
With advances in crop science, farmers can keep a safe and steady food supply growing in the field.
We can double crop. So when this pea harvest is done here, we'll be planting another crop of snap pea.
Organic also flourishes in our fields, and Minnesota has been a pioneer in this trending food market.
We're really regarded as a leader in organic in the country.
Many people think we can only grow our Minnesota-made Honeycrisp apples or cold climate grapes, but the fresh fruit and veggie varieties are expanding.
We get berries and potatoes and greens and broccoli and cauliflower and watermelon and melons.
More people want to know where their food comes from. We love this because we want to provide open answers.
I'm Dave Fredrickson. I serve as Commissioner of Agriculture here in Minnesota. I spent much of my life on the farm, actually owning and operating a family farm in western Minnesota.
So what do Minnesotans want to know about the farms growing their food?
More and more consumers are looking to farmers and saying, you know, what are you doing to preserve the land, to preserve the soil?
We have a buffer strip around the river. And we have multiple terraces out here that try to keep every ounce of our fertilizers, every ounce of our soil on our farm.
Farmers work with the Department of Agriculture to balance healthy crops and healthy land.
Minnesotans really care about the environment, and they're willing to kind of make that personal investment in protecting the environment and making sure that clean water is accessible to everyone.
Food safety, from the farm all the way to your family's table, is so important. So we keep our eyes on the processing to reduce the risks of illness or disease.
Places of contamination of our food sometimes come from where food is produced, so it's really important to do inspections of food where it is produced. And depending on the food, that might be the farm where the inspections are really important, and it might be the processing plant.
The Minnesota Department of Agriculture connects the many links in our great state's food and agricultural products.
Our job really is to connect buyers with the farmers who grow and produce their food.
Advancing the renewable wheel of agriculture by supporting our quality farmers, foods, and products.
We really believe that all farmers can and should succeed in the state.
Agriculture has huge opportunities, especially for the young people.
Like the dairy industry, our cows pump a lot into the economy.
You add up all of the processing and all of the jobs that are thrown in, you're talking about $25,000 for every milk cow that's out there. We have 465,000 dairy cows.
Reminding you the next time you reach to the shelf to fill your cart.
We're not just buying something, we're buying something that was grown by someone.
And grown in Minnesota.